After a road victory, the Tampa Bay Rowdies have had a 2-week break, and tonight they are fresh, setting their sights on Lexington SC. It's Tampa Bay hosting Lexington. Coming up next. It is a beautiful Saturday in the Tampa Bay area. The Tampa Bay Rowdies set to host Lexington SC. This broadcast brought to you by Suncoast Credit Union. Less fees, more perks. Join Suncoast today. Welcome inside the booth, everybody. Thrilled you're here. Drew Felios alongside the Rowdies' legendary goalkeeper, Jeff Attinella. With everything going on right now in the soccer landscape, you've got World Cup, you've got the Rowdies playing at the top of their game. Jeff, has there ever been a better time to be a soccer fan?
I don't think so, and especially here in the Tampa Bay area. You talk about Cape Verde using the Rowdies training facility, going on their miracle run. There's something in the water here in Tampa Bay when it comes to soccer, and it's just a great time for the game, and the Rowdies are doing it on the field as well. So it's just a great time all around here in Tampa.
And hopefully for the Rowdies, it carries over into tonight. All right, so they've got Lexington on their plate. Dion Akoff, when he has been healthy for Tampa Bay, they have been outstanding with him sitting in those crosses.
He's really been an X factor offensively and defensively, but his ability to get up the field tonight and create those opportunities in the pockets, whether it's getting crosses in or connecting with the forwards with passes on the ground, he's going to be an integral part of it as they're trying to get around the Lexington defense tonight. Lexington,
a squad that is unbeaten in their last 4, so they're playing really well coming in here, and they are led by the high-scoring Aaron Malloy.
Aaron Malloy, he's the facilitator for this Lexington group. 4 goals on the season. They brought him in as a record transfer to do exactly what he's been doing so far. The Rowdies need to know where he is, and if they're able to eliminate Aaron Malloy from the attack, it's going to be a good night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Earlier start time tonight, Jeff, going to be extra hot down there. How's that going to affect the game?
I mean, a lot of hydration, right? Yeah. A lot of water breaks, and we're trying to make sure that everybody's going to stay healthy, but at the same time, it's about conserving your energy and being smart when you use it. Think about Messi when he's walking around the field and then takes off at those right moments. I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight from the guys from both sides.
So many special moments for the Rowdies on America's birthday, the 4th of July. Tonight, it's Tampa Bay and Lexington, and it's coming up next from downtown St. Pete.
Babe, are we out of paper towels?
I think so. And maybe a new toy for Sunny?
Already in my cart. Ooh, it's the newest viral tumbler.
I mean, we're getting instant cash back, so go for it.
Suncoast Cashback Plus gives you up to 20% back combined with your Suncoast Credit Union checking or savings account. From everyday purchases, dining out, or buying gift cards, you'll get cash back on the spot. Get started at suncoast.com/morecash.
That must be our new 500 times the cash scratch off. What a massive multiplier.
It's like I always say, go big or go bigger.
And it'll help us do huge things for education.
Donut? I'll take 500.
I'll get the multiplier.
Times the cash scratch-offs from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
Your love of driving started early. As you zoomed down your imaginary highway, someone was always there to protect you, to make sure you're still covered. Kemper Auto knows your journey and will help you along the way. Affordable, personalized auto insurance you can count on. Get a quote today.
When we see you, we see ourselves. So the care you receive is exactly the kind of care we would want.
Great news. You're gonna be fine. You're all good.
Orlando Health. We make it personal.
So the Tampa Bay Rowdies set to take the pitch. Lexington SC right next to him. Great sportsmanship shown on this 250th birthday of the United States of America. This broadcast brought to you by Technia. Lexington SC coming in here hungry. The Rowdies looking to defend their home pitch on this 4th of July. talented lineups on both sides. First for the Rowdies, the 4-5-1. And Tampa Bay, we told you about Dion Akoff in the open. MD Myers up top has been outstanding. But Russell Cicerone, that number 10, when he is playing at the top of his game, Jeff, he is special.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back in the starting lineup. He was able to get himself on the score sheet against Brooklyn before we took that break, so it's good to see him. He'll work well with Myers and Perez on both wings. They'll be driving at the back line all night. And the same thing that I said in the open about Dion Akoff, you could say the same about Charlie Ostrom. His ability to get around, get assists into the box, they're both going to be crucial in this game versus Lexington.
Leyland Archer also getting his second start. All right, here's Lexington, the 4-5-1. This squad, Oliver Semley is their keeper. Blaine Ferry, 27 chances. That will be key for him to get involved early and often tonight.
The midfield really is the key to this group. And you look at players like Epps, he's an experienced player who's going to be able to provide width and get himself up and down the baseline. And Goodrum, he's a forward as well. It's going to be a pest for these center backs tonight. So good players on this Lexington side that everybody needs to be aware of for the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Earlier start time, an hour and a half earlier than usual. 90 degrees right now inside the stadium, so we will have some hydration breaks in this game. Those have certainly been popular during the World Cup for sure. And Lexington tonight will wear the all black as the Rowdies in their special kits. And we're underway. The Rowdies donning the Stars and Hoops kits for the second time here this season. And our officials. Chris Penzo is the head referee tonight. Logan Brown, Josh Lampkins also on the crew. Ralph's mob is up. And they are ready. The smoke bombs going off here at the start. Stephen Petty also part of this crew as well. And they are revved up as we expected. And there is Jamali Wade back in goal for Tampa Bay here tonight. So Rowdies moving right to left. Tampa Bay comes in 9-1-4 in this contest. Lexington 4 victories, 5 losses, and 3 draws.
You're seeing a very straight contrast to the last home game the Tampa Bay Rowdies had versus Hartford group. Lexington's a team that's not afraid to press. They're not afraid to play a little bit more. They want to be on the ball. They want to try to make the Rowdies defend. They want to try to turn them over quickly. So it's two teams that play a very similar style. So even though it's hot, you know, that'll play a factor into the game. But I expect the game to be a little bit more open. Maybe there's a little bit more spaces in the midfield than the Rowdies have been used to see it at home.
Our coaching matchup tonight with Dominic Casciano. This matchup brought to you by Suncoast Credit Union. Coach Casciano's second year with Tampa Bay, by far his best season. And just getting tremendous respect in this league. On the other side, Mac Hemme. Oh, what a win would do for Lexington SC here tonight. Hartford Athletic able to do it and give the Rowdies their first loss of the year in the last match here at Al Lang, as Hartford was able to defeat Tampa Bay 1-0. They were able to just kind of sit back. They got their goal early on, and the Rowdies had several chances, just could not cash in, and they're hoping tonight is much different.
Well, what I like about both these coaches is they're not afraid to play their style of football. Home or on the road, they're going to play the way that they want to play, and both of them like to have the ball. They both like to have possession. So two coaches that are pretty set in their ways, but they have the skilled players to be able to do it. So it should be a good one in terms of keeping possession and trying to move the defenses from side to side.
So let's address our keys to the match. I know, Jeff, you made definite points of these here, brought to you by Suncoast Credit Union. What have you got?
So for Lexington, I think they need to win the midfield battle. That's one of their focal points. We talked about Aaron Malloy in the open. He's really the engine of this team. And if they were to win that midfield battle against the likes of Max Schneider and these players that are good, solid defensively for the Rowdies, they're going to have a good night. And for the Rowdies, I think it's all about possession and those transitional moments. Lexington is a team that likes to push numbers forward. They're not afraid to send numbers on the press. Can you catch them when the ball turns over, when they're a little bit more spread out? Maybe you have to play a little bit more direct, or we talk about getting those wingers involved early, as we see a good switch of the ball here right over to Dion Akoff. But it's about getting these wingers involved early. Can you take advantage of those transitional moments when you have them and make them punish when they're a little bit more stretched?
So good distribution here early for Tampa Bay. Back to Jamali Wade. Wade coming in with 238 career saves. And the injury report for the Rowdies start to accumulate As Orlando Health is our proud sponsor for the injury report. 4 players. And Brian Schaefer, the most notable on there right now. Also, Austin Pack. Remember, he's been getting a lot of time in net for the Rowdies. He is also out. Should be back in a couple weeks.
Well, it's that time of the season, right? The dog days of summer. That's usually when things like this start to pick up. But fortunately for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, they got a player like Leland Archer back with Schaefer sidelined with that injury.
So Nick Firmino tried to cross in. Tampa Bay waiting for it. And there's Sebastian Cruz. Cruz has got 2 goals on the season, and it is Cruz who's been playing exceptionally well. The Rowdies not as reliant on Lewis Hilton as maybe they would have been in years past.
Well, I think as well, Max Schneider's been playing such a pivotal role. We just saw him cut out that transitional moment there for Lexington. He's been such a solid clog in the midfield that he's really filled that role for Lewis Hamilton as of late. But of course, you know, Lewis Hamilton provides different outlets as well. So this has been a situation for the Rowdies where they have lots of different options, and you know, it's just up to the coach to decide which one is the best for whichever moment.
Lewis Hilton is available tonight. He is in the 18. Lane Ferry trying to squeeze the pass in, and now it's Nick Firmino. Again, 18 chances for him, couple goals this season. That's a beautiful ball right there, left side, trying to put it in front. And the first time Jamali Waite is going to get dirty tonight on his game.
Yeah, he's up to the task early on, and Jamali Waite's really one of those players for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. He's just been so solid throughout the course of the season, multiple shutouts on the year. Really just controls his back line. He's really a leader back there, which is something that you need to have from the goalkeeper position, especially with a new player like Leland Archer. He's experienced, he's a veteran, but he's fitting into this lineup into his second start of the season, so it's something that we're going to take note of for the rest of the game, this one.
So near side with it. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship, from the grassroots to the pros. Select is there every step of the way. Go to us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, latest specials, and more. Select, player's choice.
Even though it was a foul there on Charlie Ostrom, we just got a good look at what Lexington wants to do with their wingers in terms of pressing and the way that the Tampa Bay Rowdies like to use their width. They're trying to eliminate that by putting them under immediate pressure. Should make for an interesting battle, but it should also create those different gaps for the forwards to fill in. So when those spaces open up, look for MD Myers to be making those runs in those gaps so they can try to capitalize.
Nate Dos Santos lost that ball. Quick possession there by Lexington. Rowdies able to get it back. 2-0 victory for Tampa Bay a couple weeks ago against Brooklyn. Rowdies first place in the East. Tonight would be their 10th victory if they could accomplish that. And Rowdies playing now out of the center circle. Switch the point of attack here, and Tampa Bay will get numbers forward. Dion Akoff, that's his comfortable spot. He puts it in front, and Oliver Semley able to get his hands on it for the first time as well. So both keepers making their presence felt.
Yeah, very calm, collected pickup there from Semley, but that's what we're talking about with Dion Akoff. If he's in these 1v1 situations, he's going to use his speed. He's going to try to get those crosses. Unfortunately there, MD Myers just not able to get to that near post quick enough for that ball. But that's going to be one of the main storylines tonight, and we see it coming on the other side now as well.
So quick hitters here. Both teams going over the top. Rowdies scrambling to get numbers back. A couple deflections that time, and we'll have our first corner kick of the match.
And already you're seeing, I talked about those transitional moments being important for the Rowdies offensively, but it's also going to be important defensively as well. Lexington is a team that likes to play. They want to try to get themselves in goal. They're not going to sit back. They're going to try to take the avenues that you give them, and those 1v1 situations out wide that the outside backs for the Rowdies are going to be in. It's going to be something that Lexington is trying to expose throughout the course of the game.
Our first Colony Grill corner kick, and Aaron Malloy will be doing the honors. So the top scorer here for the visiting side, trying to put this in the sweet spot. Goes low with it. Rowdies immediately able to clear. And Tampa Bay now on the front foot, and it's Russell Cicerone. Just see how the opposing defense responds when Cicerone attacks. Different type of respect. Cicerone looked like he was going to try and whip that around as the ball comes back in the box. And the Rowdies will control here.
good job for the Rowdies here picking up that second ball. Looked like Cicerone, he had the options, but they were outnumbered offensively. They were unable to connect, and once that ball's cleared, if you're able to pick up those second balls and maintain that possession, that's just as good as what they were going to do anyways with the ball up top.
So excited to have you with us on Tampa Bay's 44 tonight. We're on ESPN Plus, wherever you're watching. Rowdies spreading it now. Luis Perez, he had a hot streak here over the past month. That ball will sail out of bounds, though, and Lexington will have possession. There's Perez, 3 goals on the season for him. What a job he has done in the midfield.
Yeah, and he's really been a goal-scoring prowess as well. And he was somebody that in the beginning of the season, he was coming off the bench, making impact minutes as one of those super subs, but he played himself into the starting lineup with his ability to put the ball into the back of the net. And he's really solidified himself in the starting lineup by being able to do that.
Rowdies have posted 8 shutouts this season. You can just see here early on the first 10 minutes. Lexington has the ball, and they have it very quickly. The Rowdies able to gobble it up. Right back. Just do not let them get comfortable. This ball is out of bounds. Tampa Bay will throw it in, as Ostrom will do the honors there. This year, Rowdies 4-1-2 at home. Friendly confines here of Al Lang.
I think the guys on the field right now are getting a little taste of what the World Cup's been up to. When you're talking about playing during the day with the sun out, dealing with the heat, dealing with the elements. A lot of it's going to come down to fitness, but it's also going to be about conserving your energy and being smart.
And here at Al Lang Stadium, man, the World Cup fever absolutely buzzing. Drew Felios here, Jeff Attinella also on the call. D'Angelo will hear from her a little bit later on the broadcast during the hydration breaks. Special treat today. We got soccer, we got fireworks later, and then we've got that big watch party coming up on Monday, Jeff.
Big watch party. The watch party for the last U.S. game was electric. I know that the first one we did for the Paraguay game was electric as well. So people have been showing out, and then tonight there's dollar hot dogs down there. I'm wondering if we can get a couple in the booth at some point. We'll see if somebody can pull some strings for us, but we'll see how it goes.
So nicely done here. It's Firmino. 2 goals on the season for Nick Firmino. And solid run here for Lexington. Trying to attack the Rowdies right down the middle. Tampa Bay a little late to get there. Ball is free in the box. Shot and scored. Lexington SC rings it up. And it's 1-0 here in the 12th minute.
Yeah, Lexington throwing numbers forward, and we talked about this. They're not afraid to attack. It's good connection play here, and he's just able to scoot through 3 or 4 different Tampa Bay Rowdies defenders, wins that ball off of Charlie Ostrom, and then ends up going right through the wickets of Jamali Wade. That ball is hit with pace, difficult save to make, tries to kick the foot out. But defensively from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, it needs to be a better job. One player dribbling through 4 different defenders just cannot happen. Credit Lexington. Rodriguez there to clean that goal up, hits the ball with power, giving the road team the lead, but that's something that the Tampa Bay Rowdies defensively are going to look at and say that we need to do better.
So Rowdies down a goal, trying to answer. So Lexington now playing on the far side. Rowdies a little bit stung. Rarely this season have they conceded this early in a match. And just a correction on that goal, it was Xavier Zengue, number 12, who scored the goal, his 2nd of the year. Xavier Zengue for Lexington SC.
Yeah, right place, right time for Zengue. Let's have another opportunity here.
How about this? A chance to go up 2 on the counter. Are you kidding me? Lexington has doubled their lead here just over a minute later. And this time it's Nick Firmino. This stadium is absolutely shocked.
Yeah, you can tell by the reaction of Leland Archer. He was waiting for the offsides flag to go up, but just a good example of why you play to the whistle. It's a through ball here. I mean, it looked like Dion Akoff might have been keeping him on the far side. Easy pass to Firmino. Not going to find a much easier finish than that. Nothing Jamali Way could do in this situation. He's scrambling across, but the Rowdies defense caught sleeping on the last 2 goals there. You're noticing the missing Schaefer already at the center back position. It seems a little bit disjointed. Schaefer is one of the leaders in the back. Some things to absolutely smooth out for this Tampa Bay Rowdies group, but you need to play to the whistle. Keep seeing the plays all the way through. Don't expect the referee to make the call. As we know, there's no VAR in the USL, so you're not going to get another look at it. And again, from that replay, it looked like Dion Akoff on the far side. It might have been the man keeping him on, but just absolutely not the start the Rowdies are looking for on the 4th of July.
So who would have ever dreamt this? And now Lexington takes it back, and here they are again, charging. Again, it's Archer scrambling. Leyland Archer finally able to break this one up.
Leland Archer doing a good job of that recovery defense, but even being in that situation, you see Epps flying down the sideline. Nothing but space in front of him. Good recovery defender there from Leland Archer. And the Rowdies fortunate already to not be down 3.
Quick throw in there. So Rowdies trying to get it together. I want to tell you about the Prinks Tire sweepstakes for 2026. You can enter the Prinks Tires USL Cup Game Day Kit sweepstakes for your chance to win a prize pack worth up to $2,000. Scan the QR code on screen and enter today. So nasty tackle there. And they will call the foul. Place the ball down. Not the start the Rowdies were looking for. Man, conceding 2 here in the first 15 minutes. Just unbelievable.
And the first time all season, the Rowdies have been down by multiple goals, so they have their work cut out for them. Lexington is a team that, with the lead, they're going to play solid defensively. And again, the Rowdies, they need to be patient still, because Lexington, as we've already seen on the 2 goals, they're dangerous in the counter-attacking opportunities. And defensively, the Rowdies just absolutely have to tighten this up.
Tampa Bay now finding feet. Ball gets cleared out. Rowdies will throw it in on the far side with Dion Akoff. So a little adversity, and I say a little adversity, actually a lot of adversity here in this game that we did not expect. And again, good to see how this team will respond. That's what the regular season teaches you. The Rowdies in first place right now in the Eastern Conference. Likely a postseason contender. It's good to be put in situations like this.
They're definitely going to be tested. You mentioned in the open, this is a Lexington team that has been playing really well as of late. So if you're talking about form, this is one of the better teams in the USL right now in terms of form and the way that they're playing. So the work is definitely cut out for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. But if there is one positive going down 2-0 early, it's that you have a lot of time to get it back.
Rowdies now with the takeaway. Tampa Bay coming right back. It's Myers. Myers trying to get a shot off. Probably should have let it go. Held it too long. And Lexington able to finally respond defensively. And a player is down now, and the foul will be called.
It's just too much there for Myers. He's a player that we're used to seeing pull the trigger on those shots. He creates himself. He does a good little shift move, moves that ball to his preferred right foot. As we get another look at it here. Right here, I think he wants to have that shot. It's a little bit of a tough angle for him. I think that that's what he was thinking, trying to get the ball back to a better spot. But we're used to seeing MD Myers hit that ball with power, drive that to the far post, see if you can get a deflection. But instead, it's just a little bit trying to do a little bit too much.
Tonight's broadcast on this 4th of July is brought to you by Suncoast Credit Union. 15 minutes. Suncoast Credit Union, more perks, less fees. Join Suncoast today. Rowdies again. Able to get possession. Here comes Tampa Bay. A little physical that time. And the foul will be called here. Sebastian Cruz doing everything he can to get the Rowdies rolling once again. Cicerone involved there.
And we're used to seeing that from Cicerone. It's been noted, former hockey player, just going through the defender there. But you talked about it in the open. Max Schneider being the one defensive mid that's really holding down that position. Sebastian Cruz, somebody that's a little bit more box to box, able to get himself more forward. It's left the midfield a little bit more open than we're used to seeing from this Tampa Bay Rowdies group, which the center backs they're going to have to deal with that. It's going to be a situation where they might be outnumbered from time to time, and so far for Lexington, it's been working in their favor.
Arturo Ordonez, calming presence in the back for the visiting side. Dos Santos and Tampa Bay will get it right back. Up until those goals, Jeff, possession was good. Rowdies looked like they were alive. Everything was flowing, it seemed, but clearly something not clicking in that back line right now. Again, mentioned the injury to Brian Schaefer and how key he has been for the Rowdies this year. Leland Archer trying to fill that role.
Well, goals change games, right? We see it throughout the entirety of the World Cup. Goals absolutely change the tempo of games, and on that first goal, the Rowdies need to do a better job. 3v1 at the back, unable to win the ball, unable to clear it. The ball pops out. Next thing you know, the ball's in the back of the net, and then just caught a little bit sleeping. I think they were a little bit shell-shocked on that first goal, caught sleeping, and Lexington was able to capitalize on, you know, what the Rowdies thought was going to be an offsides call, but ultimately it was a 2v1 versus goalkeeper Jamali Waite. And that's one of the things as well, you know, when I was playing, there were certain moments where you know that you need a break, you need to take a week off, you need to reset yourself mentally a little bit. But for the Rowdies, their first half of the season, you're talking about one loss in the game that they had played leading up to this point. They were in a rhythm. And there's something about being in that type of rhythm where you're training the same way, you're training everything, you know the rhythm, you know the pattern, game on the weekend. And they were in a bit of a rhythm there. So now that you're coming off of an off weekend, things have been a little bit different. And now it's up to the Rowdies to try to reestablish where they were at the beginning of the season.
There's Archer again, a little slow to it as it comes off the foot of Sebastian Cruz. Archer, remembered, he was injured early in the year, joined the lineup a little bit late, trying to get adjusted. Charlie Ostrom. And now Perez. Luis Perez, middle opens up just a bit, trying to squeeze a pass through. Looking for MD Myers, ball was tipped.
Good job there defensively from Ordonez. There was space there for MD Myers. It was a good job by Perez, bringing that ball to the middle of the field, waiting for gaps to open up. MD Myers makes the right run. And then Ordonez, the center back for Lexington, able to clear that ball at the last second and really prevent a good opportunity for a breakaway for MD Myers.
So official Chris Penso. Again, the added hydration breaks tonight should help both of these clubs. Scorching hot down on the field here in this game. Temperature says 90 degrees. It feels like it's close to 100.
What ball there by Malloy.
Now it's Firmino. And a foul here is going to be called on Cicerone. Cicerone known to be a bit physical.
But the Rowdies are a little bit late to everything. You know, that's an easy call for the referee. Even on the play before that, before Malloy hit that free kick across the field, you know, Goodrum's an experienced forward. If he feels Leland Archer pressing on his back, he's going to drop. He's going to draw that foul. It's an easy call for the referee. On that one, Cicerone's a little bit frustrated, but he's a little bit late to that challenge. If you feel that contact, you're going to hit the deck, and that's exactly what Lexington's doing.
Lexington now turning and going, trying to get numbers forward, settling back here. Longest possession of the game for Lexington SC. 2-0 lead for the visiting side. Rowdies certainly in unfamiliar territory here. Trying to send one forward here. It's beyond the end line. Tampa Bay will have it and a goal kick. And we're going to have our first hydration break of the evening. Again, extra hot today, earlier start time. Rowdies can certainly use it, and I'm sure Lexington could use it as well. And it gives us an opportunity to check in with the third member of our crew, Deandra Liu. Hey, Deandra.
Hey, Drew. Thanks, guys. As you mentioned earlier, it has been a soccer-filled summer with the World Cup back in the United States. And one of the biggest storylines so far has been Cape Verde. And you may be asking, what does this have to do with the Tampa Bay Rowdies? Well, before the tournament started, every team selected one training facility to serve as their home base. Cape Verde chose the Tampa Bay Rowdies facility, and they've been here for the past month. They went undefeated through the group stage, and then last night made history, becoming the smallest nation ever to reach the World Cup knockout stage. And I have to say, guys, with the way the Rowdy season has been going, I think some of those good vibes may have rubbed off on them. If you guys have been watching their matches, it was a pretty exciting run. I'll send it back up to you.
Yeah, exciting to say the least. It was an absolutely thrilling match last night, giving Argentina all they could absolutely handle. Jeff, you've seen a lot of soccer in your lifetime. Where did that moment rank for a country like that?
I'm not really exaggerating when I say this. I think that was the best soccer game that I've ever watched. When you're talking about the storyline that was in it, Cape Verde, the country that they are, the run that they had going against, I've been calling it the David versus Goliath, the ultimate David versus Goliath matchup. Argentina, obviously, with the greatest player of all time, Messi, and they went blow for blow with them. And what I loved about that Cape Verde team and what they were able to do against Argentina was that they didn't sit back. You know, you see a lot of these smaller countries, you see a lot of these teams that are heavy underdogs in the World Cup sitting back, trying to play really defensive, see if they can grind out a tie, get themselves to penalty kicks. But instead, Cape Verde gave up that first goal, and then they decided, you know what, we're going to play. If we're going to go down, we're going to go down playing the way that we want to. So they weren't afraid to attack. And that second goal for Cape Verde, I don't care that Argentina won. For me, that's going to be the best moment of the World Cup. Just knowing what that meant to the country. And if you were watching that game last night, I don't care if you're even an Argentina fan, that goal left you in absolute awe. And it was something that I think a lot of people can be inspired from. And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies to have, you know, be able to host that club and just be a small part of the story that they were able to produce in the World Cup, I think it's something that people in Tampa Bay should be really, really proud of.
Yeah, such an inspiring performance. And Jeff, you're right. That second goal kind of proved that, hey, this is no fluke. We are here because we belong. And the fact that they are training at the Rowdies facility just made it that much sweeter to local fans.
Absolutely, and it just speaks as well as how far the facilities and what the Tampa Bay Rowdies have here for their players, because the facility is top notch. And obviously for a World Cup, for FIFA to approve Tampa as a World Cup base for one of their clubs, you know that it has to be up to a high standard. And you know, I tend to exaggerate sometimes, but I'm not exaggerating when I say I think I watched the replay of that goal in the Spanish broadcast about 50 times this morning because it was so electric, and every time that I watched it, it just gave me goosebumps.
Union Home Mortgage is the official partner of the Rowdies. Union Home Mortgage, your partner from first homes to refinance. Get started with UHM today and visit UHM.com to learn more. If you're just joining us, Rowdies have dug themselves a bit of a hole here. 2 goals down, 27th minute. Defense breaking down just a bit here to start this game, trying to get things together. The Rowdies have had a few chances, but certainly many more to come here tonight. MD Myers, once again, the target. That one just beyond his reach. So MD Myers, 5 goals on the season. Remember, came over from the Charleston Battery, got 2 assists with those. I think the big question for the Rowdies as we move towards the second half of the season, is there enough firepower on this team? You look at Myers, you say, yes, Cicerone can add some of that as well. And then after that, everybody's capable, but still, Jeff, do they have enough? I think that question should be answered late in the season.
Absolutely. Well, that was something that we talked about on the podcast this week. Is I'd like to see somebody. You brought in an Evan Conway to score goals. There's been production from the midfield, but somebody else besides Myers needs to be putting the ball into the back of the net for the Rowdies to have the type of run that they're capable of.
Here it comes. Another Colony Grill corner kick. Oh, just beyond the header attempt. So Cicerone right there, once again, the target man. He's got 3 goals on the year. 72 regular season goals over his USL career.
Yeah, it's a good ball in, and the defender ultimately falls down here. So Cicerone has a free header, but the timing's just a little bit off. And fortunately for Lexington and unfortunately for the Rowdies, it just harmlessly goes out of bounds. But you're starting to see a Rowdies team now. They need to pick up the energy. I know that it's hot. I know that it's a difficult situation to be in when you're talking about crawling your way back into the game, but give this crowd, there's a good crowd here on hand. Ralph Smob's ready to do something. Give this crowd a reason to stand up on their feet, get themselves involved in the game a little bit so you can use this home field advantage.
Ralph's Mob, Skyway Casuals, again making their presence felt.
Don't break the fence. Don't break the, we need that fence. Don't break the fence. I give them a ton of credit, man. I was down there for a Wednesday game when we didn't have the broadcast, and you know the energy that they put into it, the fun that they have with it, and just being on that stand in general. I was tired for the next few days, so I appreciate the work that the fans put into it. And you know, when you're playing in front of fans like this, you want to give them a reason to cheer. So understandably a little bit anxious, but we need that fence. We don't want to be breaking anything down there.
So Aaron Malloy put this in play here for Lexington, 30th minute. Some of the players available tonight, likely not going to see a substitute until the second half, but Pedro Dolabella, always a good option. Evan Conway as well. Carson Henderlong, good firepower there. Lewis Hilton also available for Tampa Bay. And don't forget about Marco Micheletto. I think as the Rowdies hit the stretch run, could be maybe the X factor when it comes to chemistry for this Rowdies side and whether they're championship worthy. There is a strike right there. Sebastian Cruz lays into it from distance.
And we know he's capable of that. Those are goals that we've seen from Cruz so far this season, and that's what we're going to need to do. The Rowdies are going to need to start testing this goalkeeper, continue to put pressure on this Lexington back line, and if you're Lexington, try to keep everything in front of you. You don't mind shots from distance.
Semley, well, tip near disaster there. Rowdies starting to step up their pressure. Mateus Olivetta, haven't called his name often tonight. Number 17 for Tampa Bay, the midfielder. Sangay lays this one, and the flag goes up and offside. Firmino a little bit too far down the pitch.
But again, I understand it's hot. You want to conserve energy, but I'd like to see that Rowdies back line. Wait till you hear that whistle. It seemed like everybody stopped. Of course, it was close to the ref, so I think that they had a better line than the last one, than the second goal. But just keep playing to the whistle. Make sure that you see that offside flag go up before you stop your runs.
Now Lexington playing a little keep away here from the Rowdies. You can watch the USL on ESPN2 July 11th for Prince Tire's USL Cup Interleague matchup. Championship club San Antonio FC claims to clinch Group 3 with a win over League One opponent Chattanooga Red Wolves FC, determined to spoil the party. That's Saturday, July 11th, 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.
Good job there by Jamali Waite reading that through ball. Sometimes you need your goalkeeper to step up out of his line. He does a good job reading that play in a good starting spot.
Charlie Ostrom. Ostrom has been a facilitator this season, 3 assists. Ball goes out. Let's see if the Rowdies here are going to have a long throw-in. Tell you what, those kits are certainly sharp for the Rowdies. Now we just got to play well in them. They have not scored a goal wearing those uniforms, Jeff, between the Hartford matchup and the one tonight.
I was going to say, I love the kits. I absolutely love the kits, but I'm a superstitious sports fan. So far, those beautiful kits have not proven well for the Rowdies, but maybe we can get a little bit of comeback here and, you know, keep rocking them a little bit more this season.
So Max Schneider with a Colony Grill corner kick. Schneider puts it right near the box. Tip, may come heads on it. Oh, what a save made. The Rowdies nearly had their first goal, and it took a brilliant save from Oliver Semley to keep that goose egg on the board.
Yeah, it's a big time save, and it's a well-designed play here from the Rowdies. Able to find that far post, redirects it back to Leland Archer. That's who you want, your big man center back getting in there. And it looks like he was a little bit inside the goal. I saw the reaction from the Rowdies players on the sideline there. Goalkeeper was standing a little bit behind the line. I think that's what they were cheering for, but at the same time, it's a good save by Semley, good reaction save, able to get his hands to it, but that's a little bit better here from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That's what we're used to seeing. Well-designed play off of set piece, get the ball to your big center back, able to head the ball on frame. But the Lexington goalkeepers there up for the task.
Dion Akoff, Cicerone. Leland Archer gets a touch. And this ball will be cleared out here by Lexington. You see Matt Kemme down there directing traffic for Lexington SC. Jamali Waite will have it now for Tampa Bay. 34th minute. Talked about Coach Hemme and how this victory, if Lexington were able to get it done tonight, would certainly be the best of the season for the visiting side. See their victories this year over teams like Brooklyn, Ford Madison, and Monterey Bay. Nothing against those teams, but certainly not the caliber of the best team in the East this year, Tampa Bay. Here come the Rowdies again. Akoff. This one deflected. He'll get it back, and the Rowdies will reset. Archer commits, and now he's got to get back. Zenge. Arturo Ordonez. Ostrom, some pressure on the backside. This is nice movement here for Lexington, and just broken up just like that. Alan Archer was the man who did the trick, and the Rowdies have possession once again. Nate Dos Santos. Heard that song, West Virginia, where I belong, and hearing that in the pregame, that has kind of become one of the themes for the United States men's national team. We got two guys on the Rowdies who went to college in West Virginia. When you talk about Pedro Dolabella and Nate Dos Santos, both Marshall guys.
Yeah, it's been funny watching Fucitino, the coach of them up here.
Here's Luis Perez. He's got a lane. Oh, Rowdies are going to get a handball. And the Rowdies will have a penalty kick, a chance to get on the board as Luis Perez puts a shot screaming towards the goal, and the only thing a defender could do was get down and block with his forearm.
And that's so much better for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. That's what we're used to seeing. Clear handball there. The arm is away from the body. Easy call for the referee. Luis Perez driving that ball towards the far post. But for me, I like what happened in the build-up. They're able to take the ball from the right side, move the ball to the left side where there's more space, there's more opportunity. You had two attackers out wide. And we talked about Luis Perez's ability to put the ball into the back of the net. He drives that hard shot, forces the Lexington defender into trying that sliding block, and for the Rowdies, it's a huge opportunity to get themselves back in the game and swing a little bit more momentum their way.
And it will be Russell Cicerone for Tampa Bay. He's got 3 goals on the season. He'll be trying for number 4. Rowdies with a dreadful start. This to cut the lead in half. Cicerone, first-year Rowdy, acquired from Sacramento. Here it comes. Oh, it's blocked. Cicerone cannot cash in, and Oliver Semley comes up absolutely huge for Lexington.
Big time save there from Semley. On the run-up from Russell Cicerone, I was expecting him to hit a little bit of a hesitation. He rounds his body, easy read there for the goalkeeper. He tries to hit it with power, and for a goalkeeper, that's the sweet spot right there. That's exactly where you want to see the ball. You dive the right way, that mid-range ball, that's a save that if you go the right way, you can make that save all day. Poor execution there on the corner, poor execution there on the PK.
And Tampa Bay just taps it over the crossbar there. Cicerone still thinking about that penalty kick.
It's just too predictable. It's just too predictable. Give the goalkeeper credit. It's tough to make a save in a penalty shootout. It's tough to make a save on penalties, but that penalty kick was just way too predictable there from Cicerone. You got to try to throw the goalkeeper off a little bit more. The way that they watch film, they understand what's coming. But give Semley all the credit in the world. You can still know where the shot's going, but you still have to make the save, and the goalkeeper does a good job of stealing that momentum right back from the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
So a lot of things just not going right here for the home side. Rowdies again have to scramble to get back. And this is Nick Firmino again. He has been a force so far in this game. Aaron Malloy and Lexington with a giveaway here. Tampa Bay can turn and go. Cicerone hustling, trying to get in position here. They'll get it to him. Cicerone trying to get to it. It sails out of bounds and should be a Rowdies corner kick. Grand Central Brewhouse, a family-friendly, pet-friendly, community-friendly 2-story brewery, tap room, and beer garden located in the heart of the Grand Central District. Grand Central Brewhouse featuring traditional lagers and ales brewed in-house and served directly from European serving tanks. Grand Central Brewhouse, place to be before the game, during the game, and after the game as well.
They've been getting some good looks here on these set pieces. They've been able to win these initial balls in. See if we can get one of these big men. See if we can get Leland Archer on another one of these.
So here's Luis Perez. This ball takes kind of a weird trajectory, heads straight up in the air. Ostrom now will chase it down. Float this one in the air, and it's taken from Semley. So on PKs, Jeff, is there usually a designated guy for a side? Is it a spur of the moment thing? Because I just had the feeling maybe on that last one, perhaps Luis Perez should have been the guy taking it, just watching the ebbs and flows of the game.
Yeah, usually you know who's going to take it before the game, but sometimes I know that the guys on the field decide it in the moment. Somebody wants to step up, maybe somebody's willing to give the ball. It looked like Emily Myers were going to initially step up, but obviously they had a discussion and thought Cicerone was the best option. And you know, Cicerone, of course, you know, he's a great player. He's able to put the ball into the back of the net, but nowadays, with the way that you watch film as a goalkeeper, the way that you're able to study things, the way that you're able to break things down, you have to be a little bit more deceptive than what we saw there. It was going to be power all the way, and when you make that wide arching run like that, it's really hard, unless you hesitate, it's really hard to go the opposite direction to open that hip up. So again, I don't want to take any credit away from Semley. You have to make the saves. Those are big time saves anytime you're able to save a penalty kick, but at the same time, it was just a little bit too predictable, and he hit the ball at the perfect pace for the goalkeeper to be able to make that save.
One of those shots where you, as a former keeper, I'm sure we're saying, man, I wish I could have been down there to read that, because that was a gimme.
And you talk about, you know, of course, all the talk now with the World Cup, and there's so many people that are turning into the game of soccer that hadn't necessarily tuned in before. You talk about those hesitation run-ups, and a lot of that is because you're trying to throw the goalkeeper off. You want to throw off the goalkeeper's momentum. You want to try to throw off what the goalkeeper's read is, and, you know, Cicerone, he's a player that likes to play with power, so I'm not surprised that he hit the ball with power, but at the same time, like I said, the way that you can break down film, I mean, by the end of my career, I was breaking down film to the point where I knew that if a person stepped with 1 foot first, that I knew which way he was going to go. So you need to be able to throw these, you need to be able to throw the goalkeepers off a little bit more than that and just have a little bit more deception into your shot.
So throw in far side here for Lexington. And Archer, that time looked like grab of the jersey. That time referee may have missed it. Kemi off the bench, pleading for a foul.
Yeah, rightfully so. Archer had a handful of jersey there. It's just so lazy right there. You got to be able to keep that possession.
It's getting physical right now. You just feel like Chris Penso's got to get control of this game. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a very late shot there from Schneider. Fortunate to not get a yellow card on that one. He's a very experienced referee, so it seems like I think there's still some frustration there from the Lexington sideline.
So the bench looks like it's going to get a yellow here, as the official pointing right at Matt Kemi. Speaking of cards and discipline, the United States earning that red card in that Bosnia match. Jeff, what was your take on it?
You know, I've answered this question a lot, and when I first saw the replay, when I was watching here at the stadium, that it looked like a red card. You know, when you slow things down in that fashion, the way that his foot came down, the way that his cleats were up, it absolutely looked like a red card. But I think that the way that the VAR system has been in the World Cup, it's kind of taken away from the integrity of the game in a way, because that was just a play that you see all the time.
Ball sent in here, empty. Myers just steered it a little bit to the left. Outstanding attempt. Myers the target, looking to take over a little bit more here in this game, put more on his plate.
Yeah, it's good ball in here. Emily Myers doing a great job getting himself in front of the center back, just unable to redirect that onto the far post. It's his line mate Cicerone whipping that ball in. And that's something that Emily Myers does so well. He does such a good job of beating the center backs to those spots, just unfortunately unable to redirect it to that far post. But back to what we were talking about, that's one thing that, if there has been a blemish with this World Cup, I think that the VAR has just been taken a little bit too much. You know, you're talking about offsides call where the person's toenail might be a little bit offsides, that are calling back goals, that are deciding games. And I understand that that's the rule. But at the same time, when you slow anything down, like that, you see that in other sports as well. If you slow anything down that slow, you could always find something. And for that one, you know, that's a call that we've saw Messi do the same thing in the first game. We've seen other players be in those similar incidents. Both players are going for the ball. It's just unfortunate that his foot was up. And for me, it's just not a red card.
Well, busy halftime here coming up. World Cup mania, cannot stop talking about it. The United States very much in the mix as they continue play on Monday night. Cannot wait for that. Look around the league here in USL action. Highlights and stats as well. Tampa Bay and Lexington right now. The Rowdies still looking for their first goal. Had a huge chance to get that. And a PK attempt moments ago, could not cash it in. And Lexington looking to build on this 2-0 lead. They cut it back and they score a third. 3-0. Lexington pouring it on the Rowdies here in the 44th. And this time it is number 7, Marcus Epps, the University of South Florida product and journeyman in this league. He has been the top assist guy for Lexington this season. We were talking about him in the pregame, Jeff, and here he is stinging the Rowdies.
It's a good run by Epps, but this defense of the Tampa Bay Rowdies needs to wake up. Look how easy this is. He's able to cut inside on Leland Archer. It's just too easy. You cannot give a right-footed player the ability to cut in like that and get a shot on your goalkeeper. He's a good player like Epps is going to make you punish every single minute that you give him those opportunities. There's so much space for him to run in between Dion Akoff and Leland Archer. Leland Archer can't keep him to one side. He allows him to cut back to his preferred right foot. And then from there, it's just all easy for Marcus Epps. He just has to slide it into that far post with that space that he has. And defensively for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, this is not something that we're used to seeing from this team. This is a team that prides themselves on shutouts. And it has just been lackluster from this back line.
5 minutes of extra time, 5 minutes coming up here for the Rowdies. At this point, you almost wonder, though, is it best just to get into the locker room here and talk about things, try and make some adjustments, and look forward to the second half. It has been a nightmare here for the Rowdies on the 4th of July. And you can see the expression, Coach Dominic Casciato, just have days where it is not your day, and starting to feel like that just a bit. Still lots of soccer to play, but the Rowdies have got to wake up.
Just not good enough defensively. It wasn't like in these situations that Lexington was building play up. There really wasn't a ton of build up in the play. All of it was very direct 1v1 situations where defensively they're just too lazy, a little bit too complacent. And when you're complacent in this league against good players, you are going to be punished. And the Rowdies have been punished for every single moment that they've been complacent in this game.
Right now you can hear a pin drop at Al Lake Stadium. Jeff, you made the point. Rowdies kind of just playing and then looking at the officials, hoping for calls. You just cannot play in that manner. You've got to play through whistles and lay it all on the table. See that a lot of time in basketball where players go up just looking at refs, hoping for fouls to be called.
Listen, this first half is clearly an outlier for this Tampa Bay Rowdies group. This is a good team. You go through moments like this. You have halves of soccer like this. But I think that coach will probably agree with this statement that it's just a lack of effort from the back line for me. Just too simple. It's just way too simple. You can't allow cheap chances on goal. You can't allow easy chances like they have. And they need to regroup a little bit. Well, not a little bit. They need to regroup quite a bit here coming out of halftime.
Mix it up there on the far side, and there is once again Chris Penso. Leland Archer going down. Yellow card delivered. So yellow will be going to Leland Archer.
It's just after the challenge there from Leland Archer. Brings him down after the tackle. Feels the push. There's a little bit of extracurricular activities after that. Felt the push, hit the deck. But at the same time, he's getting a look at this tackle. Once this ball goes a little bit too far, it's this carryover foot there. It's that trail leg that brings him down. Easy call there for the referee, and the Rowdies really need to defend this well because you do not want to go down 4 in the first half.
Good trajectory on this ball. Jamali Wake comes out, fists it out for Tampa Bay.
Good job there by Wake coming off his line. A lot of black jerseys in front of him. Deals with the traffic well, able to get a good fist on it.
Ostrom here will throw it in for the Rowdies. Another ball comes onto the field. So a little more than a minute left to go here in half number one. Safe to say the worst half the Rowdies have performed here this season. Ostrom now working his way up the field.
It's a good ball there.
Cicerone has it. Tampa Bay now attacking from the right. This is Akoff. Akoff with pretty good pace. Sets it in front. Myers went down right in the middle of the box as that play was getting set up. Olivetta got a touch. Now Dos Santos. Likely the final possession here for the Rowdies in the first half. So Rowdies right now in a bit of a funk, trying to break out of it. We'll have another half to try and do it here on this 4th of July. Definitely not the first half that anybody expected. And the fans, I think, letting the home side know that they expect better. So much to get excited about here on this holiday weekend. But the Rowdies, their first half performance, no doubt leaving a lot to be desired. Let's send it down on the field to Deandra Lowe.
Thanks, guys. Coach, you've talked recently about learning how to be able to get through those difficult moments in games. This is one of those games. What do you want to see from your group in the second half?
Yeah, we just need to respond. We scored the first one, we can get two, we can get three, but we need to respond. The opening period of the game wasn't good enough. Now we need to respond.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Deandra. Crowd right now a bit perplexed, and so are we. Lexington SC a 3-0 lead on the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Halftime show just around the corner. Don't miss it here from Al Link Stadium.
I'm Spencer, champion of savings. Because when it comes to saving money, no one saves like me. And when it's time to get a better rate for new or used wheels, Suncoast Credit Union has the best deal.
Refi your ride with Suncoast. Get $200 cash back and no payments for 90 days. Visit a branch or suncoast.com/auto refi.
Get influenced by me. Get pre-approved for an auto loan at Suncoast and you'll love your rate as much as you love your ride.
That must be our new 500 times the cash scratch off. What a massive multiplier.
It's like I always say, go big or go bigger.
And it'll help us do huge things for education.
Donut? I'll take 500.
I'll get the multiplier.
Times the cash scratch off from the Florida Lottery. It's good fun.
When we see you, we see ourselves. So the care you receive is exactly the kind of care we would want.
Great news. You're gonna be fine. You're all good.
Orlando Health. We make it personal.
Welcome, everybody. It is time for our Technia halftime show. And yes, that score line is true. The Rowdies trail by 3 goals. Lexington SC has come in here on the 4th of July so far, shocking the USL world, leading 3-0. We are thrilled to have you with us, though, here tonight. Drew Felios here on the call. Jeff Attinella has stepped away. He'll be back with us momentarily. All right, this stadium was absolutely buzzing just this past week when the Rowdies kind of had the little bit break and the Team USA was on center stage, showing the world what USA soccer was made of, taking on Bosnia. It has been customary for Al Lang Stadium to host watch parties for the World Cup. This was the second one in this World Cup, and it did not disappoint. Capacity crowd showed up at the stadium, everybody decked out in the red, white, and blue to cheer on Team USA. And the national team did not disappoint, a 2-0 victory over Bosnia. The United States continues to be one of the big stories in this World Cup, being hosted in North America and playing perhaps one of their best World Cups of all time. And guess what? There is one more, at least, watch party planned for Monday night right here at Al Lang as well. You definitely want to be a part of that if you're in the area and you love World Cup soccer as much as we do. But we have come down from that cloud momentarily, and it has been a bumpy ride here in the last hour. Rowdies trailing 3-0 Lexington SC with all the answers. Tampa Bay trying to find an answer in the second half. We'll be back with more Technia halftime show after this.
Hay mucha fiesta, señor Martino. Hay gente revancha, doctor. Pero falta gol y estamos a esperar a un gol. ¿Hugo Sánchez? Sí, tira para adelante. ¿Quién maneja? ¿Un futbolista? ¡Llegamos por fin! ¡Ay, bendito sea el chapar, doctor! Hugo, ¿regreso a las canchas? ¿Algún consejo?
Sí, confía y cree en ti.
¡Ey! ¡Pasa al norte! A donde me dé la oportunidad, pero listo para dar el paso. ¡Listo, vamos!
Last season, Louisville City won the prestigious Player Shield, the top team in the USL Championship. But the Pittsburgh Riverhounds took home the ultimate title. Pittsburgh Riverhounds and Louisville City. Saturday, July 18th at noon Eastern on CBS.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years. Our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The Tampa Bay Rowdies are back at Al Lang Stadium for the 2026 season, with new players, new hunger, and new standards. But we can't do it alone. Talent alone doesn't win games. Your support matters. The atmosphere matters. Every rep, every sprint, every tackle, we are fighting for you. The season starts now. Join the fight and get your tickets at rowdysoccer.com. Come on, you Rowdies.
Still a festive atmosphere here at Al Lang Stadium, even though Tampa Bay trails 3-0 to Lexington SC. Our Technia halftime show continues here on Tampa Bay's 44 and ESPN+. Rowdies still atop the table in the Eastern Conference. First place with those 31 points. Charleston Battery nipping at their heels. Detroit City, Louisville City, Pittsburgh, Indy, Hartford, and Miami rounding out that top 8. So yes, even though the Rowdies struggling as they are here in the first half, still a comfortable lead in first place in the East. There's the scoreboard here on this 4th of July weekend as Detroit City takes care of Birmingham. You've also got Loudoun United, Sporting Jacksonville. That's a 2-2 draw final. Indy 11 takes care of Charleston. That's a big victory, and that helps the Rowdies More games coming a little bit later on tonight. Pittsburgh in action. Also see Rhode Island 7:30 and Lou City takes on Hartford Athletic. That'll be a good one at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But yes, here the Rowdies trail. Tampa Bay looking to get on the board for the first time. Let's see if Coach Dominic Casciato, what can he cook up in that locker room? Rowdies will try and make the comeback. Right after this, Jeff Attinella rejoins us as well.
Babe, are we out of paper towels?
I think so. Maybe a new toy for Sunny?
Already in my cart. Ooh, it's the newest viral tumbler.
I mean, we're getting instant cash back, so go for it.
Suncoast Cashback Plus gives you up to 20% back combined with your Suncoast Credit Union checking or savings account. From everyday purchases, dining out, or buying gift cards, you'll get cash back on the spot. Get started at suncoast.com/morecash.
When everything's on the line, real heroes rise to the occasion. Or die trying.
We're firefighters. We're gonna find a way to get you out of here. We take the hits together.
We're on the same team.
I'm right here with you, no matter what.
I would never leave you hanging in the deep end.
This place is a way of giving you new family.
Fire Country, Sunday nights beginning at 8 on Tampa Bay 44.
Morgan Auto Group has the selection you need and the service you want with over 28,000 vehicles across 70 dealerships and 28 brands. Plus, everything from basic maintenance to collision repairs and over 20 years of service in the community. From our home in Tampa down to Southwest Florida to Miami and West Palm, across Central Florida, through Gainesville and Lake City, up to Jacksonville and our state capital. Shop Morgan Auto Group, Florida's largest automotive retailer. When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
It is halftime in the USL Championship. Time to get you caught up on the headlines this week. I'm Dan Lucas inside the USL studio. Orange County did it again last Wednesday, a 4-2 victory at Miami FC. That was Orange County's 8th consecutive match away from its home stadium after welcoming the U.S. national team for its World Cup base camp. Orange County has now got 5 league matches in a row without a loss and owns the top spot in the Western Conference. Charleston Battery lit up the scoreboard again last week, a 4-1 win over Loudoun United. That's 14 goals in their last 3 league matches, with Malik Foster scoring in 4 straight games. All right, some expansion news from Oklahoma City. A groundbreaking kicked off a new stadium this month, and 3 more professional athletes have joined the club's investment group. The NBA's Jalen Williams, NFL quarterback Baker Mayfield, and Olympic gold medalist Sydney McLaughlin-Lerone are now part of the group with an eye on kickoff in 2028. Upcoming national spotlight games in League One and the Championship. The USL Cup finale between San Antonio and Chattanooga on ESPN2. Then a pair of matches on CBS Sports Network. Sporting Jacks and Pittsburgh on the 15th, followed by AC Boise and Portland on the 17th. And then, of course, the big one on CBS Saturday the 18th. Pittsburgh hosting Louisville City. This is the USL Halftime Update. Let's get you back out to your match.
All right, Dan Lucas, thank you so much. Drew Felios here alongside Jeff Attinella. And, man, I'll tell you what, that was a vibe killer that first half. We're so excited before the game. All this positivity with the U.S. men's national team and the Rowdies, the way they were playing. Jeff, what happened in that first 45-plus?
Well, you have to give Lexington a little bit of credit as well, because they took the opportunities that they had that the Rowdies gave them, and they were able to capitalize on those goals. But for me, it was just a little bit too lackluster here from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Even before that goal, even before Ostrom got to that clearance, the forward was able to get through 3 or 4 different defenders of the Tampa Bay Rowdies just a little bit too easy. And on the second goal here, the Rowdies are waiting for an offsides call. Was he offsides? Was he not? Tough to tell from that angle, but at the same time, I did think that the right back, Dion Akoff, might have kept him on. And for me, this was the big momentum swing of the game. You talk about a player like Russell Cicerone, just needs to do better with that penalty kick. Give the goalkeeper all the credit in the world for being able to make that save, but spoke about it during the first half. Just no deception in here. Marcus Epps makes the most of his opportunity to cut in. You can't let a player like that cut in. You have to keep that player wide, and once he has that opportunity to take that shot, he is going to punish you, and that's exactly what he does. So Lexington has all the momentum right now, but like Coach Dom Cassiato said at halftime, it starts with one goal. The Rowdies need to start with one goal. That's the way you claw yourself back into this game. We've seen crazy thing happen, and I expect to see a Tampa Bay Rowdies group that's going to come out with a ton of energy as we get a look at the stats here. The Rowdies are pretty even in stats. They've had a little bit more of the possession, but of course the stat that matters the most of those goals, and they got 3 to get back, but it starts with 1, and this team has a lot of offensive firepower. I know that they're going to come out of halftime shot out of a cannon, so hopefully they're able to make this game exciting and really force the issue here against this Lexington group.
So Tampa Bay trots out onto the field after a first half certainly to forget, but look back, a lot of team championship histories and teams that have won titles have had moments like this where it has been sort of a gut check time. And I think this being near the midpoint of the season on a holiday weekend, moments like this is where as a team you come together, you face a little adversity and makes you better for the postseason. Let's try and look at it that way. Doesn't make it any easier for these fans here who came to the park tonight hoping for a Rowdies victory and fireworks celebration afterwards. Tampa Bay sporting the new kits. And the Stars and Hoops kits yet to come through for the Rowdies this year. Yannis Learman, the Frenchman, set to check in for Tampa Bay. So we'll see some changes here in half number 2. Which players can give this team a spark? Also, Pedro Dolabella, number 8, will start the second half on the field for Tampa Bay as well. Dolabella, that big target, I think a good substitution. Let's see if he can find something in this Rowdies lineup. He's got 2 goals on the season, another Marshall player that we were talking about along with Nate Dos Santos.
We're about to find out a lot about this Tampa Bay Rowdies group, and this is a team that has a lot of fight. Every time coming out of halftime, Dominic Cazziato has this group ready to go. The 3rd goal was absolutely unfortunate. You want to try to keep it to 2, but let's see what we have. Let's see what fight the Tampa Bay Rowdies have. It's up to Lexington to keep the Rowdies off the board, try to make this as boring as possible. Right off the whistle there, we see a foul right off the whistle there, but that's foul on Max Schneider right there. It's not the momentum that you're looking to do, but again, it's just the first minute of the game. But again, this is just a little bit of a lazy foul there from Schneider. Can't be doing that when you're trying to get that momentum back, and at the same time, a little bit fired up. Let's see what we have. Have a couple subs in.
Yannis Learman, one of those. Leland Archer, his night is done for the Rowdies. Learman also in. Dolabella in as well. Marcus Epps going to work. Again, player wide open, right inside the box. Rowdies converge on him quickly. And here we go. Jacob Green trying to squeeze the pass through. Rowdies defense able to respond. How about Gino Vivi getting an opportunity? There's Dolabella. Dolabella hard charging for the Rowdies. Fresh off the bench. Those fresh legs ready to go. Tampa Bay eager to strike. Rowdies able to squeeze one through. Trying to get a shot. Lots of traffic in there. Top of the box. Just feel like it's a different tone for Tampa Bay. Sebastian Cruz open for the throw. It'll go the other way.
I love that from Dolabella. Drive at the back line. You have a 1v1 situation. Try to create. Bring the energy. Bring the energy that this group has been lacking in the first half. That's why you go to this. That's why you go to the bench. You need them to bring the energy. You need to bring them type of different vibes. Gets the ball to Gino out wide. Gino, a player who's very good, very skillful at creating 1v1 opportunities. Right start there from the substitutes.
Quick counter here. Lexington getting numbers for themselves. Rowdies scrambling back. Jacob Green once again working here on the near side. Dolabella marking him. Sebastian Cruz on guard. Green handles again. So quick pace here to start the second half. Aaron Malloy. He's the top goal scorer for Lexington coming into this game. And there you see once again, Max Schneider's got to be careful. He is head hunting right now, Jeff. And the official certainly taking notice on number 23.
Yeah, very fortunate to not be getting cards here. Schneider, this is 4 or 5 late challenges. And I understand the frustration, but at the same time, you need to be composed. These are the moments where you need to show your professionalism, have a bit of composure out there. I understand the frustration, but at the same time, you need to be careful with the cards. And again, you need to be careful with that momentum as well.
Max Schneider playing outstanding coming into this game. And you see Dolabella get the slide. If you're just joining us, Dolabella started the game on the bench. Tampa Bay conceding 3 times in the first half. Had a PK. Russell Cicerone could not cash it in. Tampa Bay's been playing uphill basically since the start of the game. Giannis Learman. Safety valve here for the Rowdies, able to squeeze the ball in. Good job by Lexington, just converging, making everything really tight there in the middle of the field and limiting the Rowdies' options. Javian Brown, number 23 for Lexington, very quietly having himself a night. Arturo Ordonez now will drive it forward. Rowdies there to collect it. Max Schneider. Tampa Bay now on the front foot. Here come the Rowdies inside the box. And Tampa Bay finally threatening. They're going to have a corner kick here. Good recovery by Lexington, or else that would have been the Rowdies' first goal.
Good job here by Lexington, but this is what I like from Gino. He takes that positive first touch, and he has eyes for the goal. Drive at that back line. Try to create something for yourself, and if anything, you get yourself a corner kick. See if the Rowdies can capitalize on another set-piece chance.
So Rowdies just quietly waiting for their opportunity. Finally got a glimpse there. And now on the offensive with Schneider's corner kick. Max Schneider in swinger right in front of the box. Rowdies trying to put it in and can't do it. Simley, right place, right time once again.
They get the numbers in there. Giannis Learman doing a good job of winning that initial ball in. And unfortunately for the Rowdies, Mateus just can't clean it up. Lexington has tons of bodies around the box. He does a good job keeping it alive. Positive first touch there from Mateus, but just unfortunately it's coming a little bit too hot. I think it surprised him a little bit. And it's that last second block there from the defender.
Now the Rowdies will have to get back here quickly. Lexington once again trying to set up an opportunity. Jamali Wade comes over, picks it up. Invite you to turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk. They've got everything. USL All Access on Tuesday nights, USL, MLS, Premier League, and more. Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Sebastian Cruz and the Rowdies. Dos Santos little floater this time over the top, trying to get the Costa Rican Gino Vivi. Vivi tried to cross it. How about Gino trying to spark Tampa Bay? This is Rodriguez. Rodriguez sending it back. Now Firmino. Marcus Epps just waiting on the wings. Malloy. Good pace on that one, right into the breadbasket of Jamali Waite. Rowdies have incredible memories playing on this 4th of July. I remember the old games back in Tampa Stadium back in the 80s. Used to go as a kid. 4th of July, such a special time. The fireworks show afterwards. Tampa Bay Rowdies, such a huge part of the development of Tampa Bay as a sports market. Tonight, we certainly remember that here in 2026. Oh, there's a shot right there, and that was inside the box here. Crowd's going to call for a foul. Chris Penzo not been kind to the Rowdies here tonight. Cicerone, the target guy.
It's shoulder-to-shoulder contact here. I understand not making a play for the ball, but you're not going to get that call very often. He goes into the player. He does make that solid contact with him, but that shoulder-to-shoulder contact is going to be a tough one for the referee to call in that situation. I do like the energy that I'm seeing from this Rowdies group, though. The substitutes has really provided a spark that this group needed to try to get themselves back into it.
Jeff, in nights like this, too, what starts going through your head is, can we just get that first one? Can we just get that first one and just get those juices flowing once again?
We need to get it down to 2. Everybody says, as you know, 2 goals is the most dangerous lead in soccer, because once you get it down to 2, if you're able to get that other one, you get momentum really on your side and the other team starts playing on their heels. But you'd like to see them try to get one a little bit earlier in the second half to start applying that pressure to Lexington. And the way that they're playing right now, I do think they're going to have their chances. Lexington sitting themselves back a little bit more, not being as dangerous in transitional moments, being okay, keeping everything in front of them. Now it's up to the Rowdies to try to make the most of the opportunities that they find.
Tampa Bay trying to get a cross in. Nice hustle once again. It's Vivi making it happen. Rowdies will have one more corner kick. Max Schneider trotting over, courtesy of Colony Grill.
They've had success on set pieces. They've been able to get on the end of them. Lexington's done a good job. A couple saves from the goalkeeper, some last-ditch defending efforts, but they've been able to get on the end of these set pieces. Maybe this is where that comes from.
Schneider, this one punched out. Cruz collects for the Rowdies. Over to Ostrom. Ostrom. This one's got good pace. And right at Myers, who was able to get a good piece of it that time. Another defender was all over him, though, and both players a bit shaken up.
Getting another look at it here. Just 2 players coming together. Tough to see. I don't think it was the head. He seems to be sitting upright. Trainer coming out to look at MD. Maybe it was a weird landing. Really tough to tell.
So Myers shaken up right now, being tended to by the Rowdies staff.
Let's see if we can get a look at. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I think the heads collided that time.
Nice to see him getting up and walking it off. Seems to shake it off all right. He's someone that the Rowdies absolutely cannot afford to lose. So good to see him getting up and walking it off under his own willpower.
So Coach Cascado, let's see what other options he entertains here as we get deeper into half number 2. Andy Myers will trot off for now. So your top goal scorer right there, 5 goals on the year, goes to the sideline. Not a good sign for the Rowdies. Oliver Semley will put this one in play. Drew Felios here alongside Jeff Attinella and Deandra Luz. So excited you're here. Happy 4th of July. Hope it is fun-filled and safe wherever you are celebrating. And thanks for making us part of your weekend. Rowdies trying to get it together. Nightmare first half. Again, nothing to panic about. Big picture, but certainly some issues they want to iron out here after the off week. Ostrom elevates, ball now over to Semley. Rowdies trying to score their first goal here at home, wearing the Stars and Hoops kits. Special USA themed uniforms. Remember, Rowdies usually in the green and gold or the white. Bit of a different feel here. And Rowdies able to take this one away. They'll work from the center circle. They've got some numbers here. Tampa Bay getting in position. This is Olivetta, right side now. Dolabella, good touch. Olivetta again circling back. Dolabella. This one will carry him off. And the Rowdies should have a corner kick here on the way. Rowdies racking up the corners. Just don't have anything on the scoreboard to show for it.
It just feels like the momentum's starting to swing a little bit, though. Rowdies playing with a little bit more tempo, getting these opportunities. You know, Mateus is going to put a good ball in. Can they get underneath of it?
This one sent in a little low. Rowdies run by at that time. Looked like they had a shot at it.
Good tackle.
Jacob Green sizing things up here for Lexington. Marcus Epps 1v1. No damage done. Tampa Bay taking it back. Cruz now and the home side trying to connect some dots. Rowdies trying to get one on frame here. They leave it for Vivi right to the front of the goal. And this one, again, set up nicely. Good idea for the Rowdies. Just needed the finishing touch.
They're doing a better job here. And this is what we're used to seeing from the Tampa Bay Rowdies, is really trying to overload those wingers. So creating those 2v1 situations so the outside backs can get those crosses in. That's something that this team is really built off of. Didn't see much of it in the first half, but Dolabella doing a good job of creating those different spaces from that midfield role, allowing those outside backs to get themselves in position to put crosses into the box.
And this ball's going to get away here, going to give Rowdies an opportunity. An opportunity for us to tell you about Suncoast Credit Union. More perks, less fees. Join Suncoast today. Suncoast Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Rowdies here in 2026. We're thrilled to have them aboard. Remember my first car? An older Mercedes back about 25 years ago. And Suncoast Credit Union delivered me that loan, Jeff. I was never so excited.
They've been providing for a long time. First car is a Mercedes. Nice, man.
Oh, yeah. For safety reasons. Olivetta. Car was about 10 years old, you know, but
yeah,
that thing was like a tank. I absolutely loved it.
Stunting around town in the Benz.
Smaller one, you know, but I was still thrilled to have it right out of college. You kidding me?
Of course.
Always remember that first car.
Ford Ranger.
For you? Okay.
Ford Ranger. Little two-door with the bucket seats.
Marcus Epps. And what looks to be a cramp. That's some kind of humidity here in this stadium. Started the game, it was about 90 degrees. Right now about 88, so not much movement there. And the temperature, as Epps is getting stretched out here, players will take the opportunity to get hydrated. Talked about playing in the World Cup, playing in extreme heat. Few places have the heat like this area does. A lot of the locations up north just not quite the same. But certainly here Players know what it feels like to suit up. You certainly know what it feels like, Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just one of those heats that the humidity that just sits on you. But again, hydration breaks, they're a thing. Seen them a lot in the World Cup. Just that time of year.
So substitutions here continue to be made. And on comes the number 10 here for Lexington, Michael Adedokin. Giannis Learman with Dos Santos and Ostrom. Rowdies still trying to find the right combination. This ball will get through. If you're Lexington, you don't really have to exert everything here. You can kind of try and manage the game. You've got the big 3-goal lead. And even if it's 3-1, still kind of sitting pretty.
Yeah, I've been impressed with this Lexington group. Even in that situation, there was an opportunity for them to attack the goal, but they realized they were outnumbered, brought the ball back around, and tried to maintain that possession to kill some clock. Good ball.
Rowdies now try the little 1-2. Here it comes. Vivi in tight once again. Rowdies will have another corner kick opportunity, but man, oh man, got to cash in one of these at some point.
And give Lexington a lot of credit too, because this is good defending in the box. They're getting blocks off. Gino's coming in. He's on a tight angle. He wants the ball on his preferred right foot as he tries to cut it back. It's just good defending there, not letting anything into the box, not being able to connect with those runners. But again, it's a set piece that they need to try to figure out a way to capitalize on.
Schneider, another corner. This one in range. Rowdies just trying to get that ball down. It came off the head of Myers.
It looked like there was an opportunity there. The goalkeeper comes out, fans on the ball, open net, but unfortunately for the Rowdies, it bounces off the head and unable to redirect it onto that goal frame.
Trying to stay in this game. Rowdies trying to give them something to cheer for here. 65th minute. All Lexington to this point. Rodriguez. Adedokin. Fresh legs for Adedokin right now. Played here by the visiting side. Soccer season is here. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Offside called there. Rowdies will rev it up once again. Max Schneider. Dolabella puts it in position. Tampa Bay now will try and crack this very stingy Lexington defense. Now it's Olivetta. Squeeze one through. Good ball this time. Cicerone. Little nudge in the back. Rowdies able to come down with it. Tampa Bay fighting. Gino Vivi giving them a spark. And another corner kick. But how many have the Rowdies had so far in this second half? At least 5 of them. Max Schneider. Will this one be the magic touch for Tampa Bay? It sails over everybody.
Wanted to get another look at this second goal here. The Rowdies obviously put their hands up for offsides, and they definitely have a case here. I thought that Dion Akoff on the initial replay might have kept them on sides on that far post, but the Rowdies absolutely have a case here. That is a missed call from the referees. You understand a little bit more of why they put their hands up, waiting for that offsides flag, allowing them to get in behind, but great job by our broadcast team getting that replay, a better look down the line. Dion Akoff, he was a little bit behind the center backs, but the forward was clearly behind that back line, and that was a huge momentum swinging point in this game. You want to see the Tampa Bay Rowdies fight through it, of course, but on the initial play, I thought that Dion Akoff might have kept him on, but on that one, he was clearly offsides. Missed call from the referee that led to that second goal, which was a huge momentum swing.
Schneider on top of it that time. Foul will be called. Yeah, that's a play that you've been kind of clamoring over, Jeff, since it happened. Good to finally see that your point was valid.
Yeah, and of course, you know, you want to see the players play things out, and I'm never a fan of when the defenders put their hands up in the air and just wait for the call, especially when there's no VAR. But at the same time, you need the referees to get those calls right, especially in a moment like that. Lexington had just scored the first goal, so to give up that second goal right away was a little bit of a backbreaker in terms of the first half, and you know, that was like something that was pretty clear and obvious offsides missed from the referee there. But that's the breaks. Just got to deal with it.
Sebastian Cruz and the Rowdies trying to do just that. Cicerone, Schneider, Ostrom. See what the Rowdies have working in the middle. Vivi doing everything he can to get the Rowdies in this game. Cicerone just out of his extension right there. And another moment, if he makes contact there, that looked like a goal.
Two Tampa Bay Rowdies there in the area. You had Mateus and Cicerone making that run to the far post. And give Gino a lot of credit. He's really been a difference maker since coming into this game. It's a dangerous ball into the box. Two players there to tap the ball in, but unfortunately Mateus just unable to redirect that ball on frame.
So slow getting up is Oliver Semley, and we've reached our second hydration break with Lexington still on top 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Rowdies. So as we have a moment here to take a break and take a deep breath in this game, we want to remember somebody who passed away this past week, who's very important to us. Charles Allen Davis. To those who don't know him, he was an international cricket star, and Charles Allen Davis is the father of the former Rowdies analyst Ryan Davis. Sat in Jeff's seat for the last 7 years. Ryan, very close friend of our Rowdies family. Ryan losing his father this past week. We want to send our condolences to Ryan's family and Ryan himself. Still a great member, a friend of us, and certainly somebody that we'll see once again at some point in the seat when it calls for it. Ryan, our thoughts and prayers to you. So much better pace in this second half thus far, Jeff. Tampa Bay has come out, I think, with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They can feel it. Coach Casciato said it's time for us to show some life. I think he's getting some of that right now. Tampa Bay just needs a goal.
Yeah, absolutely. They're doing a good job of knocking on the door. Give Lexington credit. They're doing a good job with that last-ditch defending, but it just feels like here, if they're able to get one in the next 5 or 6 minutes, that you're going to feel a big momentum shift. It'll get the crowd back into it, get them something to be excited about, and put Lexington a little bit more on their heels.
'72nd minute here. Rowdies running out of time here on this 4th of July. Again, different start time to this game, 6 o'clock as opposed to our normal 7:30 start times. Sometimes that can throw a team off just a little bit. And how about this? Evan Conway checks in for the Rowdies. This is a guy who started the year on fire, a couple goals, but has had lots of opportunities and just needs some balls to find the back of the net to get back on track.
Well, I think as well, if you're a Tampa Bay Rowdies player coming off the bench right now, this is an opportunity to prove yourself that you should be injected into this lineup, because anytime that you have a result like this, you know, it opens things up for discussion. And if they're able to get the ball into the back of the net in a situation like this, maybe you get this comeback, spark some sort of a comeback. It gives the coach something to think about.
Russell Cicerone here. Rowdies attacking once again. This is Vivi. Fancy footwork. Dolabella, Vivi goes down hard, gets right back up. Rowdies continue to attack. Header! Oh, another brilliant save, Oliver Semley. That one didn't have exceptionally sharp pace on it, but still, Semley at the top of his game.
That's a good save there from Semley. And again, Conway doing a good job, immediate impact. That's what you want to see from your bench players coming off, trying to make something different. It's a good flick on the header, doing a great job redirecting that onto the goal frame. But look at Semley's footwork here. It's that 1-2. I talked about goalkeepers all the time, the importance of footwork. It's that 1-2 push that gets him to the ball.
Oh, that ball was set up nicely. Rowdies have it again inside the box. See the frantic defending here from Lexington. Rowdies set up for another corner. Kemper knows your journey, and they'll help you along the way. They're affordable. They're personalized. Auto insurance you can count on. Get a quote today at Kemper.com. Far post time for the Rowdies, and nobody home on that corner. So Mateus Olivetta, how would you evaluate his play tonight? He has had moments this year where it's been brilliant. Just, I don't know, trying to find that field general for the Rowdies out there. His role so important.
Yeah, you nailed it. I think that I'd like to see him just be a little bit more of a facilitator in that midfield. He's a player that can spray the ball. He's a player that can find those gaps, especially when you're talking about breaking lines with those last passes into the box. So for me, I'd like to just see him on the ball and just be a little bit more comfortable in the middle of the field in terms of the way that he's able to distribute and try to break those lines over the top. He's had a couple chances as well, though, where he's been sniffing around the goal, just unable to redirect some of the chances that he's had. It's a good ball.
Here comes Tampa Bay again. Nice ball, little 1-2 action. Conway had it for a moment. This one will escape by the right-footed shot there by Olivetta. It was tipped, so the Rowdies will get a Colony Grill corner kick out of it.
Colony Grill getting their money's worth in this one. Lots of corner kicks in this game. Don't mind the effort from Mateus. Almost like that deflection into the side netting, but at some point it's a numerical game, right? At one of these points, one of these corners has to get redirected onto the goal frame.
I would love to know if Colony Grill gets unlimited corner kick advertising, because they are certainly getting their money's worth here tonight. Well, we love their pizza before every game. Yes, the Rowdies go to work. So that was corner kick number 12 to be exact. Rowdies take a shot. Olivetta right there. Made pretty good contact.
We're talking about the defensive effort here from Lexington. There's 4 or 5 blocks that they've had in this game. That's Ordonez again. He's been doing a great job tonight, getting himself in front of the goal, making sure that the ball doesn't find the back of the net, helping his goalkeeper out, putting his body on the line. And they've just done such a good job here. The Rowdies are getting chances, but just been situations where they're doing a great job protecting the lead, making sure that nothing gets in behind, just making every single thing difficult for the Rowdies when you're talking about what they're trying to do offensively.
Mentioned X factors. Marco Micheletto into the game for the Rowdies. Certainly has got incredible leadership characteristics he brings to the field. Things just feel better when he is on the field, as he is inserted into 76th. Rowdies trying to get to it. They put it in front. Conway. Here's a shot on the ground. Dolabella made good contact that time, and now here's the counter. Adedokun. Lots of pace. Lots of time and space to work with on that left side. He'll try and cut it back. Rowdies douse that flame quickly.
Much better job defensively. Dolabella with the shot, but that's what I like about Marco Micheletto coming from the midfield. He was in on goal. Tries to get a touch on it again. Lexington defenders doing a good job making sure that nothing happens in front of the net, but that's that element that Marco Micheletto provides.
Rowdies again, numbers forward, trying to send one in. Across the box it goes. Dolabella with the left foot. Rowdies from distance. Oh, that one was like a rocket just over the crossbar.
Yeah, just kept sailing on him. decent effort there from Max Schneider. Makes good contact on that ball as it pops out. Shot from distance, but that's one that we've seen him put in earlier in this season. Don't mind the effort. Just seemed to curl away at the very end here. Yeah, just a little bit. Opened it up just a little bit too much, trying to find that top end. Pull Cabo Verde.
The last season's champion Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they go head-to-head with the 2025 Players' Shield winner Louisville SC. It's a must-watch match of the summer. Two elite clubs, July 18th. Don't miss a minute of the action on CBS at noon Eastern time. That is July 18th. Pittsburgh taking on Louisville City. Going to be a great matchup. Rowdies able to finally break through, and there is the goal that will wake up this stadium.
Just what the Rowdies needed in the nick of time. And give Gino Vivi a ton of credit for the energy that he has brought into this game. He has been an absolute difference maker in the second half, creating opportunities for his teammates, taking players on 1v1, and in this situation, he gets a goal for himself. Gets the crowd back on their feet, brings this energy back to life a little bit. We talked about the 2-goal lead. If you've been following the World Cup, we saw Belgium, Senegal. You know how dangerous a 2-goal lead could be. But look at this first touch here. Gets it to his left foot. He's a right foot dominated player. He loves the ball on that right foot, but not afraid to hit it with his left. Hits it with power across the goalkeeper's body. Finds that little pocket. It's that positive first touch that does it. Now the Rowdies have a little bit of life in them, and life is coming back into the stadium.
First goal of the season for Vivi.
He's a player that's really made a difference here in the second half. Good for him to make the most of his opportunity. Let's see if it sparks this Rowdies team back to life a little bit more and see if we can make it more interesting.
Dolabella now. Tampa Bay trying for a second. Yeah, Vivi's kind of got a little bit of a Juan Tejada vibe to him. Comes in, really gives the team a spark off the bench. Tough to mark. Very shifty inside there in tight spaces.
We're just not afraid to take players on 1v1. And that's what you need sometimes. You need a dynamic winger that isn't afraid when he has those opportunities to just drive at a player, really try to put the defense on his heels. Good on him for getting his goal.
Nick Firmino. Adedokun. Jacob Green. Aaron Molloy now for Lexington.
I know the Rowdies were working really hard for that goal, but they have to press. They have to start throwing numbers forward. You can't let Lexington have this possession. You can't let them kill the clock out. And credit the substitutes for the Tampa Bay Rowdies that have come into the game. They understood the assignment. They knew that they needed to apply pressure. They needed to know that they needed to throw numbers forward. They did a good job of that.
A little bit of a tie-up. Tampa Bay gets the better end of it. Dos Santos. And another collision right there. And this one is going to be on Lexington. Both players having a laugh about it. Philip Goodrum in the tie-up that time. Official in the line of fire that time. The official mortgage partner of the Rowdies, Union Home Mortgage. Your partner from First Homes to refinance. Get started with UHM today and go to UHM.com to learn more. There's that matchup, Pittsburgh and Lou City, July 18th, 12 p.m. Don't miss it, only on CBS. So a goal to build upon for the Rowdies. Can they add to that here tonight? Good save this time by Adedokun. Lexington trying to attack. Ostrom trying to keep pace. Open field to work with now. Closes quickly. Rowdies get possession back here. 82nd minute. Tampa Bay has cut into a third of the lead. Here they come once again. This is Micheletto. Again, when Marco is in the game, things just feel better. That moment is right now. Dos Santos. Rather Olivetta sends it back to Dolabella. Dolabella will take one from distance. This one had an arc on it as it goes over the goal. Good decision. Would you like to see him be a little more patient?
I thought he had Gino out wide. I don't mind Dolabella hitting that shot. He's had a lot of good efforts tonight, but with every possession being so valuable, I think there were better options for him. He has been known to hit the ball from distance. That one definitely came off the wrong side of his foot, but he's 20 yards out in front of the goal. A player like Dolabella, I don't mind him hitting that shot, but at the same time, you have a player like Gino who's playing the way that he's playing. Get the ball out wide. Let him create a little bit more.
Crowd is alive here at Al Lang.
Credit Ralph Small. They've done a good job of staying with the team throughout the course of this game.
They certainly have. Sebastian Cruz now with some vigor. Rowdies get it inside the box. Conway lays it. Vivi trying to get that finishing touch go. A frantic sequence right there for the home side.
Great effort there from Haffney again. These defenders from Lexington are doing a great job getting these blocks in.
If the Rowdies can find a way to get one more, trim it to a one-goal game, this place will go crazy.
Absolutely. There's plenty of time to do it. Plenty of time less in the game. You think there's going to be probably 4 or 5 minutes of stoppage time at the least. If they can get themselves one and get themselves into the conversation, then they start throwing numbers into the box the way that they have been. That's when you put Lexington straight on their heels.
Wait. Sends it up to the attack here. Rowdies trying to move forward with Dos Santos. Much better second half of play for the home side. Right side now it's Cruz. Sebastian Cruz, that's a rocket. Deflected out. Rowdies have a chance on the rebound. And saving it here is Lexington. There's the tackle. We're going to play on here. Cruz was able to get all ball.
Great effort there from Cruz. Talking about a player who's putting in a 90-minute shift with that recovery run.
Now it's Olivetta. Rowdy settling it. Vivi. What a difference maker he has been. Shifty as can be. Top of the box now. Olivetta. Right back to Vivi. In traffic. And just too many bodies in black.
Yeah, he's trying to do a little bit too much. You saw what he was looking to do, but again, credit Lexington defensively.
So racing the other way. Rowdy's got to be careful here. It is drilled. Lexington. That one probably puts this one to bed. Tampa Bay gets caught on the counterattack, and it's 4-1. Look out. And it comes from number 19, Tarek Scott.
Well, there's your exclamation mark in the game and an absolute goal of the week candidate. I mean, he hits this thing perfectly. Look at the way that it's curling away from the goalkeeper. He hits it in stride. Plenty of space to get his shot off. And Scott makes no mistake about it. Unfortunately for the Rowdies, that's going to kill the momentum and probably seal this one, seal the deal. There was good build-up play, but just an absolute give the player all the credit on that one. Took advantage of the space that he was given. Decides he's going to put his head down, have a hit, and Scott makes no mistake about it. What an absolute rocket this is. Tailing away from the goalkeeper, outstretched goalkeeper weight. You know, that's going to be one for the career memory books. That's an absolute perfect shot.
And for Lexington, that was the first shot they had taken in 30 minutes. Offense basically non-existent in the second half, but right when they need it, man, Tarek Scott comes through huge, and this one may be just about out of reach.
Yeah, the Rowdies are throwing numbers forward. They try that combination play on top of the box. Unfortunately, it turns over, and then there's nothing but green light in front of them. When you have that space, you have a lot of different options. Usually you try to slip one of those players in, but if you can hit a shot like that, more credit to you.
Foul going to be called just outside the box. Tampa Bay will have it in a really good spot. Arturo Ordonez gets up. He'll certainly be sore tomorrow.
See if we can get a little Malik Tillman magic here.
So this one sent over the goal. And now just a few minutes till the end of regulation time. Frustrating night for Max Schneider.
Yeah, he's been really one of those steady forces for the Tampa Bay Rowdies all season long. You can tell, I think, that the frustration got the best of him throughout the course of the night. A little late on fouls, a little late on challenges. We have games like this throughout the course of the season as well. Give Lexington all the credit in the world. They came in here, they maximized most of their opportunities. And for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, it's going to be one that you got to go back to the drawing board. Try to shake it off, get ready for next week. Prince Tires Cup game versus Naples. Great opportunity to get the mojo back on their side.
Yeah, Rowdies still alive and well in that tournament. FC Naples, a club the Rowdies have had success playing against in the past, as you would expect. Lexington, only 4 victories on the season coming in to this venue here tonight. And they have taken it to the Rowdies with that 4-1 scoreline. Again, Tampa Bay did control much of the second half of play. But Tampa Bay, the defensive breakdowns just could not overcome it, as they are still fighting and scrapping out there right now until the final buzzer. Dos Santos can be assessed a yellow. So Nate Dos Santos in the book here. Interesting how the Rowdies answer their defensive questions after tonight. Leyland Archer did not play here in the second half. Have to wonder, is he at the top of his game? Do you make a move there? Do you continue to try and give him an opportunity to shore up the absence of Brian Schaefer?
Well, that's something that, you know, when you go through games like this, this opens up opportunities for everybody on the field. When you're playing well, it's hard to make those decisions. Sometimes lineup decisions can be a little bit more challenging for the head coach, but this is one of those games I think that they're going to watch the film, learn from it, throw it away, but at the same time, you know, it gives the coach an opportunity to evaluate. Maybe there's some different options that you should be using, try to fill out different situations, what worked, what didn't work, what players gel best together. But for a team that's prided themselves on defense, to give up 4 goals at home, you know, it's something that they're not going to be too happy about. But it does open up the conversation for how they're going to fill that role now that Schaefer's out with an injury.
So we are into extra time here. And we're going to get 9 minutes. No, rather, just substitution here. As Malik Henry Scott comes in. Oh, close. 8 minutes extra time.
You were onto something.
No, this is the beautiful game, but it also, Jeff, can be a very cruel game when the ball does not bounce your way in nights like tonight.
Sometimes you make mistakes and you don't get punished, and you can get away with it, but on nights like tonight, the Rowdies absolutely got punished for their mistakes. And again, these are all learning experiences. You talk about a team, of course, there was so much early success for the first half of the season. You talk about a team that's 21, 22 new players on the roster. You have to go through growing pains. You have to learn. And sometimes when you get punched in the face, it's all about how you respond, and it's going to be how the Rowdies respond to this one, and see what they can learn from it.
Ball sent on. Waite watches it sail overhead.
Again, you talk about a Lexington group. I mean, this is a Lexington group that came in here to play. We knew that they weren't going to sit back. We knew that it was going to be a bit of an open game. They took advantage of their moments, and you know, when the game got a little bit closer, you saw an absolute golazo that created that distance again. So give Lexington all the credit in the world. They came in, they played the way that they wanted to. Their game plan worked to perfection, and you know, that's the game. Sometimes it happens.
See Matt Kemme, he looks like he wants to get out there and play. Got to be inspired by his team's performance here tonight.
Good composure there from Jamali.
Jonas Learman, late opportunity in this game. Rowdies trying to get deep into the Lexington half, struggling to do that tonight. 93rd minute here, Rowdies trailing by 3 goals. Ostrom. Rowdies trying to work out of the corner. Lexington again, able to take it away. Rowdies have it here. Schneider. Tampa Bay working. Oliveira. He goes down.
It's too much. He had the opportunity on his right foot. Tries to get the cut back. Feels like he drew the foul.
This one goes across the pitch. And the ball will go out of bounds. It'll give us an opportunity to talk about Monday night here at Al Lang Stadium. So a tough moment tonight for Rowdies fans. Maybe a chance to make up for it on Monday night. You come here to the park for a special watch party. The United States in action once again in the World Cup.
There's nothing like celebrating this Team USA right now. Getting so many people together, thousands of people showing up at Al Lang Stadium, cheering on for the U.S. men's national team. We've done 2 of these so far. The plan is to run it back, have a good night on Monday night, and see what this U.S. group can do. We get to Belgium side. If you're coming, the gates open at 6, kickoff at 8. Good times had by all. Cheering, American Outlaws in attendance, getting the fans fired up. It'll be a great time.
Dolabella takes a shot from way, way deep. The United States will play Belgium on Monday night in the round of 16. They get that victory every single stage further that they go. It just takes soccer fandom in this country to new heights. What it has done already has been incredible. I know your phone, Jeff, is blowing off the hook. You need a secretary here. Hey, I can be one for the next few weeks for you.
No, you're good, man. You're good. It's a pleasure to have a voice in this area and, you know, try to grow the game that I love. But, you know, for somebody that's just been living and dying by U.S. men's national team my entire life, that's how I fell in love with the game. 2002 World Cup. And for somebody that's involved, people that aren't involved, people that are involved in U.S. soccer, to see the way that this team's come together, the way that they've been playing, it just shows the tremendous progress as a sport that's made in this country. And, you know, I think that there's a lot of people that are believing in this group right now, and for all the right reasons.
Cruz, Dolabella.
Oh, after the play there on Pedro.
Dolabella goes down. Another foul called here in the 96th minute. Crowd was jumping minutes ago. It was a 3-1 game. Rowdies were knocking on the door, but then a quick counter led to a Tyreek Scott goal that basically shut the door on any Rowdies comeback. Adedokun trying to get a cross in. Jamali Wade comes over to pick up the deflection. So Tampa Bay is going to fall to 9-2-4. Still looking for that victory number 10 on the season. Prince Tires USL Cup action begins next week. We'll be right back here. Chance to get a victory back. Get this season back on the right track. Lexington SC not done. Still in attack mode. Jacob Green. Adedokun. Lexington will just take some air out of this as we approach the 99th minute. Aaron Malloy came in the top goal scorer, did not need to get on the score sheet tonight. His teammates were just on fire. Xavier Zengay, tremendous in the first half. Nick Firmino as well. And that is going to give the ball back to the Rowdies here. Perhaps one more possession before full time. And that is going to do it. So the Rowdies, not the performance they were looking for tonight on the 4th of July, but perhaps something to learn from and a chance to get better. As the Rowdies heading into the second half of the season, these are the types of games you're going to remember when you made the adjustments to make you better as an overall squad. 4-1 on the short end tonight to Lexington SC. We will put a bow on this one if we can when we return.
The Tampa Bay Rowdies are back at Al Lang Stadium for the 2026 season, with new players, new hunger, and new standards. But we can't do it alone. Talent alone doesn't win games. Your support matters. The atmosphere matters. Every rep, every sprint, every tackle, we are fighting for you. The season starts now. Join the fight and get your tickets at rowdysoccer.com. Come on, you Rowdies.
Morgan Auto Group has the selection you need in the service you want, with over 28,000 vehicles across 70 dealerships and 28 brands. Plus, everything from basic maintenance to collision repairs, and over 20 years of service in the community. From our home in Tampa down to Southwest Florida to Miami and West Palm, across Central Florida, through Gainesville and Lake City, up to Jacksonville and our state capital. Shop Morgan Auto Group, Florida's largest automotive retailer. When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Your love of driving started early. As you zoomed down your imaginary highway, someone was always there to protect you, to make sure you're still covered. Kemper Auto knows your journey and will help you along the way. Affordable, personalized auto insurance you can count on. Get a quote today.
So a tough night to be a Rowdies fan here on the 4th of July as Tampa Bay has to set back 4-1 to Lexington SC. Rowdies, one of the greatest names in North American soccer. Tonight we expected an inspired performance, but just not their night as Lexington comes in and takes the initiative. They take it to Tampa Bay from the start. This was a huge moment. Russell Cicerone, a chance at a PK, but denied by Oliver Semley. Rowdies could not get on the board early. Chance after chance. Semley there once again. The Rowdies' offensive attack tonight just not good enough.
Yeah, and you got to give the defense for Lexington credit as well. Of course, we were focused on the problems of the Rowdies and the things they could have done differently. But Lexington did a great job of getting those last-ditch blocks. You got to give the goalkeeper Semley credit as well. Even though it wasn't the most perfectly struck in PK, does a good job saving it. And then they did the most with their chances when they had it offensively. They absolutely punished the Rowdies for mistakes. You see Marcus Epps on this one just a little bit too easily on that cut-in inside. And this is a situation, this is an absolute goal lasso, by the way. This should be a goal of the week candidate. Would be shocked if this one doesn't win. You're not going to see much balls hit struck better than that. But for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, it's just not their night. Defensively is a little bit too loose. And then once you get yourself in that type of hole, they did all they could to try to bring themselves back into the game. But credit Lexington for what they did defensively and then putting that exclamation mark with that fourth goal. 12
corner kicks for the Rowdies tonight. Only 2 on the other side. But again, Lexington just making the most of their opportunities and playing basically worry-free, nothing to lose type of soccer, and it pays off for them. 26 shots for the Rowdies. That is an incredible number, but just 1 goal to show for it. Lexington quadruples that total.
Yeah, and just the efficiency from this Lexington group. 5 shots on target. They were able to put 4 goals in the back of the net, and for your Tampa Bay Rowdies, just an opportunity to get back to the drawing board, revisit a couple of things, maybe a couple tweaks to the lineup, and get themselves ready for the next weekend, try to get momentum back on their side. And for Lexington, this is a team that's picking up at the right time of the season.
Yeah, look at the upcoming schedule. Lou City on tap, also New Mexico United. That's certainly not easy. Oakland as well. And then heading to FC Tulsa, but that's a long homestand there for Lexington. 4 of their next 5 opponents in their friendly confines. For the Rowdies, we'll be back here next week. They will need some Prinks Tires USL Cup vibe, chance to boost them and get back on track. And then a couple on the road, Loudoun United, Miami, before coming back home. That Lou City match on August 1st, going to be a big one for Tampa Bay. Orange County SC on August 8th. Well, certainly a tough night for the Rowdies, but Tampa Bay will make the adjustments. You can bet that. Coach Casciato and the coaching staff will get right to it, and this team will be better for it as we head toward the second half of the year. Happy 4th of July on America's 250th birthday. The Rowdies on the short end tonight, 4-1. Hope you enjoyed our broadcast. For Jeff Attinella, for Deandra Liu, for our incredible Tampa Bay Rowdies television staff, I'm Drew Felios saying so long from St. Pete, and have a great 4th of July weekend.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.